Hello and welcome to the Sailing My Magic channel. My name is Duke and Magic is my 2015 Lagoon catamaran that I am solo sailing around the world. After removing my boat from Portobello Bay, I came over to Shelter Harbor Bay, and that's right across from Cologne. Cologne has a huge shipping port for going through the Panama Canal. There you see Cologne over there. It's got a lot of industrial stuff to support these ships. There's a sunken ship right there in front of the city. There's another sunken ship. This got hit pretty hard during Hurricane Irma. There's a freighter that's crashed up against the rocks, a small freighter. And then looking over a little bit farther, there's a tourist boat. Could have been a dive boat, but anyway, it's also smashed up against the rocks. There's a big rock seawall here to protect the bay. It still allows some waves going through, but there you see that sunken boat. But this is a great big bay. You can fit a lot of boats in here, but Shelter Harbor Marina itself, big modern marina and very well sheltered. I pulled in there to get some stuff and resupply and things like that. I hadn't been in a actual dock slip in probably a year, and on this one they wanted me to back into the slip, which I don't usually do, but you can see the boat is actually much longer than the concrete thing there, so it's better to back in. You can get better access to the boat. And on the other side, instead of being concrete, it's a shared slip, so they can fit a bigger boat in here if they need to. The GoPro camera makes everything seem farther away, so I'm actually pretty darn close to that other boat. And coming in and out is difficult. I had some problems getting my anchor up because there was such a huge ball of mud on it that it didn't want to lift all the weight. My bridle and my chain are just filthy with mud. But it is a beautiful little marina. Actually, it's not that little. It's pretty good size. It has modern docks and hookups for water and power if you need that. And coming up here on the left is my boat, Magic. Remember, Magic is a 380. That means it's a 38-foot lagoon catamaran. Got all my fenders on there. One of the things I needed was a Panama flag. I went to the local chandlery, that's a marine parts store, and they didn't have any. But Shelter Harbor Marina has a free bus. If you're in the marina, you can get on the bus. It holds 20 people, which is quite a lot. It's not a huge bus. The Shelter Bay Marina is entirely within the old Fort Sherman U.S. military base. This is the old base housing here. It still stands, although it's getting dilapidated. That was 40 years ago that it closed, but they still use the gates and fences for security for the marina. It's kind of interesting to see all this stuff. There's also, I don't remember how you pronounce it, Aero Naval, but it's like the Drug Enforcement Agency. And once you get out of the base, it's great roads, but it's all jungle surrounding there. There's only two main cities in Panama, and that would be Panama City and Cologne. So I was heading over to Cologne, looking for the flag and looking for some other things, some parts. Always looking for parts. And it's a fairly modern city, although it does have some old architecture in there. I mean, look at this overpass. I mean, that's as modern as you're going to get anywhere. And the streets are all in pretty good shape here. Now there's some little country roads that aren't in good shape, but these ones are heavily used and work very well. There's a Cologne sign. Lots of interesting artwork on some of these things. I showed some of the interesting colors. Even the big warehouses and stuff might be painted mauve or some other, like blue with red stripes. You never know. But it does have the modern conveniences like gas stations and supermarkets and Domino's Pizza and things. See, the problem is the flags here, when they're in heavy wind, they just shred apart. Ferry coming in. This is the first time I've seen a ferry here. It's going to be a big boat to fit in that marina. That marina's pretty full. Looks like there's a big fire over in Cologne. That's very thick smoke. Okay, here I've got the lazarette cover, and it's got mold on it, and I've coated it with FSR, fiberglass stain remover. And over here is a panel that I did earlier. Quite a bit of difference. FSR comes in this large half-gallon container or a smaller one. It's oxalic acid in a gel medium. So the good thing about that is you can buy oxalic acid separately, and it does the same job cleaning everything up, but it's windy on a boat, and if you get that powder in your eyes or nose, you'll be regretting it. The gel stays right on the gel coat. And now it's time for the sailor's tradition of the sundowner.